What? When?
A couple months ago, I think.
What? For real, dude? Did we talk
Yeah,
about this?
I feel like we had to have talked about this too.
Interesting.
Yeah, we must have talked about it on the formerly known as podcast, which is what we're doing right now. I'm your host,
That's
Reed
right.
Wilson, joined by Seth Butler and Trent Tatum.
Hello.
We're shooting the shit, talking about the zeitgeist.
Mm-hmm.
You got any first order business? You got anything to drink?
I've got a couple things. Yes, Reed. I've got the Ryan Stellhorn Memorial Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey Shot.
Nice.
And I've also got the Simpler Times Trader Joe Lager, 6.2%. I'm a little sleepy coming in here, so call me Sleepy Joe up here on the mic. Hopefully, I can make it.
Just start walking away. Start walking and going somewhere else. Just like tune out, get an ice cream.
Well, I have a good classic American light lager for this very special day.
Nice.
Could be the last one.
Yeah, this could be the last Independence Day.
Good vibes only, I guess. But
Good vibes only, I guess. Well, we came in here on Toby Keith died,
Yeah,
So the first Independence Day without him will be the last
this is.
one for us,
That's when it all started going downhill.
I'm drinking yellow Gatorade out of a Chick-fil-A cup because it still had ice in it.
Oh yeah.
So-
That's
so
very
I-
common, man.
You guys ever think we should have been Cowboys?
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool. So
Yeah.
Should have learned to rope and ride for 1,000%.
Cheers, everybody.
me my 6-shooter.
I don't know the rest of that song.
Some of my ponies on the cattle drive.
Taking
I
my
don't
pony on a cattle drive, yeah. Stealing a young girl's heart.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about hanging a hat on, looks like two of us got haircuts.
Which two are they?
Me and you. Right? Then I'm assuming
Yeah.
this is your haircuts are about you that
Yeah.
you have in here.
Yeah, I got it. I figured we needed to revisit our haircut segment from weeks past. So how about you go first? You got a haircut.
Yep.
You're looking lined up, faded.
Yep. Thank you. Had a picture today as well. Got my headshot taken. Lined up pretty perfectly. Like I had the haircut appointment first, and then yesterday found out, hey, you want to get your headshot? I'm like, let's go. Been looking for a
Nice.
LinkedIn upgrade as of late. Anyway, because that's like $100. I don't want to pay for a headshot. They're expensive.
Yeah, and it's crazy that they would charge so much when it's like, I mean, you could do this like with your phone on a timer.
You could.
You could.
You could. It ain't gonna be that great.
Yeah, I guess. Who did you go to see for this haircut?
No, my work just had a studio set up.
No, the haircut part.
Oh yeah, I went to Frank. I went to my guy.
Okay.
I stopped at the bank the other day. Got my.
Paying cash.
So I go to pay in cash, and I had to take some money out because I'm going on a trip soon to a place where you need cash.
The
Las Vegas.
the strip club.
Las Vegas.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Like a bachelor party. So
That's the place
I'm
to go.
I'm gonna watch some summer league basketball. Watch the newest NBA draft picks. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I went to Frank, got my hair cut, got lined up, watched some Fear Factor.
At Frank's?
Yeah, I was there for like an hour before basically like a 50. It's like 2004.
Was it Joe Rogan? Fear Factor?
Yeah, it was Joe Rogan Fear Factor. Like it was tough.
Only good one.
It was real tough. It's probably like 2013 in there because that's like where all the memorabilia is. There's like a bunch of Blackhawks stuff because the Blackhawks were like winning back then. But
Yeah.
Frank's some dude from Turkey. He just rents out the chair from this old lady.
Okay.
He cuts my beard and shaves my head
Nice.
or my sides.
guess you're gonna be looking good for your big party later today, huh?
Nah, it's Tuesday. Oh yeah, well yeah, that I'm currently at right now, or like that's like gonna happen. Yeah, you got me with the time
Today
thing.
is the 4th of July.
The 4th of
Nice.
July.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got a great new head thing. All right, yeah, whatever.
So real quick, this isn't actually real quick. This is a whole segment. We can transition to 4th of July, but while we're on haircuts, I need to have my 2 cents about haircuts. I got my haircut a couple days ago on the 2nd of July. Today is the 4th of July at the release of this
Yeah, I
podcast.
also got my haircut that same day.
And so, you know, I had some meetings in the morning, you know, afternoon, my schedule cleared up. Like what's something like productive I can do today that needs to get done? I had to go to the jewelry store to get my watch battery replaced, and I had to get a haircut. So I was like, let me go do these things. Anyway, I go to Great Clips, which you know, it's in the name. They do a great clip on you. I don't know. We discussed haircuts a couple weeks ago. I don't know what I'm doing with my hair. Whatever. I don't want to spend like $100 or $50. I can just spend $18 at the Great Clips, and like I think it's fine. This is not my permanent solution going to Great Clips, but it's the solution that I chose 2 days ago. So I walk into the Great Clips. They've got this little computer screen at the front that's like, there are 2 people in line. Get in line, and I get in line, and then anyway, there's only one person there cutting hair, and they're yapping away with the people they're cutting hair on. So anyway, there are 2 people in line ahead of me, one person getting their hair cut at that time. So the person's moving pretty quickly, cutting hair, because they're like, oh, we got a backlog of people here. But by the time I get up to bat, it's just me. And so this woman who is cutting my hair, she's like, oh, I don't really have to rush anymore. I did my big rush. So I'm just going to like kind of talk and cut your hair very slowly. But actually most of the time, not even have scissors in hand, just be like demonstrating things. Because I was going to say we talked about a variety of subjects, but in reality, she talked about a variety of subjects while I just kind of sat in the chair with the cape on me. Because she was like, I don't know how we got on these subjects, but it's like, she's like, oh, you know, your hair, blah, 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 blah. Are you putting your hair up into a ponytail? And I'm like, yeah, sometimes, like when I'm working out. She's like, yeah, I can tell because you got some like tearage in your hair. And I was like, oh no.
Damn.
So that was like a good piece of advice. She's like, you should get these different kinds of hair ties, whatever. But then she's like, oh, you've been spending a lot of time outside recently. And I was like, oh, and she's like, yeah, you got some highlights from the sun. And I was like, wow.
Scalp reading, dude.
Yeah, seriously. And then I was like, yeah. Me and my girlfriend, we went to the beach recently. And she was like, oh no, you went to the beach? And I was like, yeah, we went to the beach. She was like, you didn't get bit? And I was like, by a shark? No, like I think you would be able to tell if I got bit by a shark. And then she was like talking about all these recent shark attacks that have been happening. And actually, I've never heard about these shark attacks until that day, July 2nd. But then she was the first person to mention the shark attacks. Somebody else also mentioned the shark attacks that day. It's a big day for shark attacks, I guess.
I think Trump was talking about the shark attacks like a week.
Yeah,
and a
would
half
you rather
ago.
get electrocuted or bit by a shark or whatever?
Yeah.
So anyway, like we get to talking about like going to the beach, and that's like we really go off the rails here because
Love the
she's
beach.
like, you know, I go to the beach and like I'm not a very good swimmer, and especially when you got like a cigarette in one hand and a beer in the other hand, how are you
Hard to do
supposed to like stay afloat? I was like, that's so true. How are you supposed to stay afloat when you got 2 of your appendages, you know, occupied by these things?
Yeah, it's like quarter your bonesy.
Hold the beer and the cig in the same hand. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
You got to get a koozie. You got to get some kind of floaty.
yeah,
You got a little floaty next to you.
yeah. That's a good point. But then
You know what the tab on the beer can is for?
a cigarette.
Nah,
For the cig. It's for
nah,
the
it's
cig.
gross. The real problem is you can't vape in the ocean
Wait, why can't you vape in the ocean?
because shit's wet. You
You
vape
just
over
don't
it.
want it to get wet.
Yeah, in salt water.
So anyway, yeah, she's talking about the beach, and then she's like, oh, and there were all these shark attacks recently, but also there are rip currents, crazy rip currents or rip tides out there. And I was like, oh yeah, and she was like, yeah, there were 4 people the other day who went missing. They just never saw them again. And then she was like, you know what a rip tide or rip current is, right? And then she comes up from behind the chair to demonstrate. She's like, the regular waves go like this, but the rip current, it kind of goes like this, but it goes to the side. And I was like, yeah, like, I mean, I get it, like what it is. And so she's demonstrating this to me, and the whole time, like, she's just not cutting my hair. So my hair is like the same length. And then she starts talking about, like, we're on to like swimming, water stuff. She's like, I might be going out on a boat on the 4th of July, but let me tell you about a couple crazy circumstances that happened when I was like out on the lake or out on the river or whatever, including one circumstance where like my ex-husband threw me off a jet ski and I told him I wanted a divorce right then and there, which is pretty crazy. So anyway, I think there was some other stuff too, but like, man, it took me like 45 minutes to get my hair cut. Damn. And I think last time we talked about this on the pod, I mentioned that it takes like 5 minutes to get my hair cut. It takes, it's a lot shorter now that I have longer hair because they just kind of go across. So anyway.
Not this time. You got to listen to this lady who like is her own podcast. She's just going off and off and on.
I should have asked her to get on this. I should have. Oh, and then she told me about this horrible, I'm not even going to describe it to you on air right now. But she told me about this guy who's like local. I don't know. He's probably, if you're from here and lived here for a long time, you would probably recognize the name. But he's like an important local, I don't know, politician, mover and shaker or something. But he got in like a horrible water skiing accident. Like, and she described it to me and I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, a good thing I already ate lunch. That's horrible. Oh my God. And I'm normally not squeamish about stuff like that, but it was.
They got fucked up.
Yeah, seriously. So, anyway, that was like when I was moving out the door, and I was like, okay, well, happy 4th of July.
He's like, anyways, have fun on your jet ski.
Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, I don't know if that's like a sitcom moment here. Maybe.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Just to take it back to the
I'm so thankful that my hairstylist or barber is not that talkative.
Yeah,
I feel like my thing is like if you're a hairstylist or a barber, you're talking to people all day. Like I feel like you got to get tired. You got to get tired of talking.
Right.
Right. So like, do you think she was just telling those same 4 or 5 stories to everybody? She's just recycling them.
I don't know, man. Like she wasn't saying the same stuff to the prior people because I saw her go through like 3 people before me or whatever.
She's just rizzing you up, bro.
I guess so, maybe.
She you got a lot for like an $18 haircut, you know.
My ex-husband threw me off of a jet ski.
It's
funny, man. Well, I didn't get my hair cut. That's why I'm wearing a hat. The hair on top of my head is unruly.
Didn't get the memo.
At this point in time. So maybe you guys inspired me to get a haircut soon.
Get that summer haircut. Yeah, my beard was just too long. Yeah. I had to get that shit off.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but getting killed by a jet ski is a pretty lame way to die, I'd say. If this person did die, you know, like it's definitely a thing. But I've been playing a game where I've been dying a lot. It's in the pop culture right now. It's Elden Ring. Lots of people on the internet talking about it. Kai Cenat, he's a guy. He played it, you know.
Okay, yeah.
The first viral, like, with the Gen Zs, right?
He's like a
big Gen Z guy.
Big Gen Z popular guy on the internet and whatnot. Elden Ring, it's just cool, like, game where you're like a knight and you go around killing people and shit. But it's notoriously hard, and it's got, like, it's known for having some real grandiose boss names. So I compiled a little bit of a list of some of the boss names from Elden Ring, and you're gonna have to tell me which ones are made up or not. I got like a
So
couple of them.
we got a goosebumps, foosebumps situation here.
Yeah, small one. Elden Ring or Elden Ring.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Nice.
Okay.
Trent, do you have any experience with the video game Elden Ring?
Got six of them.
No, I don't have any experience with Elden Ring. It's not my typical kind of game. When I was early on in college, when Kyle was my roommate, he used to play a lot of Bloodborne and Dark Souls, which are both Elden Ring esque games. You know, super hard, big boss fights, very time consuming and stuff like that. And I used to watch him play, and I was like, dude, I could never fucking play this shit. I would get so
Yeah.
pissed. I like my
It's
games to be fun, and I
it's like Breath of
part
the
being
Wild.
fun is winning.
Yeah, I feel that. It's like Breath of the Wild was like hard and also kind of gross. This one is got hella Berserk vibes. You know, the dudes love Berserk, so the whole game is kind of like that, but also not really. But it is at the same time. It's a cool experience doing like a highlight reel of their previous shit. But we're playing this. We're looking at stupid, funny, goofy names versus which ones are mine, which ones are theirs. All right. Sir Gideon off near the all-knowing versus Blacephalon, the ultimate Poirot. Which one is real? Sir Gideon off near the all-knowing, or Blacephalon, the ultimate Poirot, or Pierrot.
How do you spell Perot?
Pierrot. It's like another name for a clown.
Really quick, I gotta say, Sir Gideon Perot is your mom's nickname for me. Sir Gideon off, that's what it was. Sir Gideon off.
Gideon off!
I fucked it up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Damn. Sir Perot, bro.
Sir
Gideon
Perot.
off. There's no way Sir Gideon off is real.
I think the other one. Yeah, I agree because I don't think you would come up with Perot on your own. I don't know. That's weird. So I think that you made up Sir Gideon off.
Well, you guys are two podcast hosts, the not knowing. You got that one wrong. Sir Gideon off near the all knowing. He's there. He's a guy. He's a real douchebag, but he's not really that hard. But he's an asshole. And then
I'm gonna look up a
Blacephalon,
picture of him right now.
yeah, he's got a bunch of ears. He's like a big old gossip. He's like Littlefinger, but he shoots spells. But you can also just kill him real easy.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a dweeb.
He's a d-bag. Yeah, and then Blacephalon is a Pokemon.
Okay, we should have known that.
All right, it's a real easy one. Stitches or Patches.
Ooh.
Not a lot to work on here. Stitches or Patches.
So Patches is a character in the Game of Thrones books. I don't think he made it into the TV show. But I think Stitches and Patches are both fine. So I don't know.
I feel like here's the thing. I feel like Patches would be funnier if it was in the game because it's kind of an ironic name. It's something that you may when you think of the word Patches, you may think of like a cute little dog.
Yeah.
So that could work for a big scary monster. But also Stitches feels like it could just be like, oh, this guy is covered in stitches.
It's a little grosser, Stitches,
Right.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Stitches is real too.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Stitches too. Me and Trent are locked in here.
Yeah, you guys are locked out right now. You're 0 for 2.
We're Gideon off to a bad start.
Yeah, Patches is like I don't know what he is in the Game of Thrones books, but he's like he's like a liar, and he just like will trick you. He's like a trickster guy. He's just a real asshole. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Rebo Maxim of the Warring Stars, or Renala, Queen of the Full Moon.
I think that Renala is real. Rebo is not real.
I think the opposite. Can you say the names again?
Rebo, Maxim of the Warring Stars, or Renala, Queen of the Full Moon.
So Queen of the Full Moon sounds significantly easier to come up with than Maxim of the Warring Stars to me.
You guys locked in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Seth is
Full
right.
Moon is fake.
Seth is right. Max Rebo's a Star Wars character.
I knew Max Rebo. I read you like a book on that one. Maxim of the Warring Stars. That's not bad.
Let me guess. Let me guess. The goddess of the Queen of the Full Moon is a real asshole.
No. Nah. Well, they're like conniving, but these people, no, she's just like a wizard lady.
I've seen some posts on the internet about there's some character, and her thing is she's like really big, but she's also kind of hot. Like she's like super tall. She's like 20 feet tall. Do you know who I'm talking about, Reed? And so people are like trying to figure out how they like logistically how they could make it happen. You know what I mean?
Damn. Yeah, I don't know.
I thought you were talking about the vampire from Resident Evil.
Yeah, that sounds like that makes sense to me.
There's a tall vampire in Resident Evil.
Yeah, she's like huge. She's like a huge vampire. There's no like really seductive person. No one's really sexy in this game. Everything's like
Yucky.
grim. Yeah, it's like if fantasy wasn't nice. Okay, so dark fantasy, I guess, is what it's so dirty. All right. Godric, First Elden Lord, or Lothric, the Last Prince.
Okay, so what I know about the Elden Ring game, you wanna get the Elden Ring so that you become an Elden Lord. So I think being an Elden Lord is a real thing. I don't know if Godric was the first one though. And who was the second one? Lothric, the
Last Prince.
Mm.
You want the first Elden Lord or the Last Prince?
First Elden Lord.
I agree. I think it's like
correct.
nice. I think it's like a religious thing, right? He's Godric. He's the first person. He's God, maybe. Yeah. No. Maybe.
Yeah. George R. R. Martin wrote this shit. It is Game of Thrones, sort of. But it's also... Yeah. All right, we got Horlu, Chieftain of the Badlands, or Bonto, Monarch of the Breeze Spring. Breeze Spring.
Like instantly hard to remember.
Yeah, can you say it again?
Horlu, Chieftain of the Badlands, or Bonto, Monarch of the Breeze Spring.
I think the second one is real.
I was kind of leaning that way too, but I feel like we're getting close to the end of this list, and you're beating me by one. So I'm gonna go with Horlu is real.
Good answer. Good answer. Yeah.
Thank you.
Horlu is real?
Horlu is real. Horlu is also Godric, though. They're the same dude.
Wow. Okay, great.
Whoa.
But they're different. Different fights. Same dude. And then this one is not... This is a bonus one. This is from Dark Souls. He's not from Elden Ring, but it's close enough.
Yeah.
Eudix Gundyr or Halcyon Gungnir? Gungnir. God, dude, fuck if I know. Gungnir. Gungnir. I never say it out loud, bro. You know what I'm saying? You seen this shit? Like the Odin spear thing?
No, I don't. Wait,
It's like Odin's whip?
So it's an actual thing.
Yeah, all this shit's...
mythology, Greek mythology. Norse, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm
I
gonna go
think
with the one
this.
that you don't know how to say is the real one.
Why do you think I say any of these out loud? Like
No,
ever?
probably not. Probably not.
I'm I'm gonna agree with Trent. I think on
Yeah,
this
you
one.
guys. That one. You guys got one. Okay, sure. But I got you on most of the other ones, though, so
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I
that's
think
the game.
I think we came out tied too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
that's
guys did
good.
well in one of my
Good
games
game,
for
Seth.
once.
Yeah.
Um, I have been seeing a lot of like gameplay and stuff of Elden Ring on TikTok, and it looks fun, but I know I would not have a good time. Probably.
Yeah.
But it
Is
looks
what it
cool.
is.
I could watch it. I could watch it for days. You know.
You've been watching any video tapes?
No,
You
I
on, you on,
haven't.
you're on your Patrick Bateman grind.
No, I haven't been watching any VHS tapes lately, but I do have a little bit of news in that category.
Mm.
Um,
Breaking
just a
news.
little bit of a future segment for VHS. Um, good friend of the pod, maybe even co-host of the pod, sent me a package recently. Reed's looking at me like he doesn't know what I'm talking about, so it's obviously Seth. Seth sent me a little gift. I guess when he was on his journeys, maybe he found a VHS tape that he wanted me to review. So I'm going to do it. It's Lilo and Stitch.
Shout
About
out.
that. Yeah, we were talking about it too a little bit before you got on the call, Reed. And Seth, what'd you say? When was the first time you ever saw Lilo and Stitch?
The first time I ever saw Lilo and Stitch was like a year and a half ago, I
Damn.
think. And it was great. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear. I don't know when the last time you interacted with this film was, Trent, but I'm excited to hear your takes, especially your VH takes. Or your HS takes.
Your HS takes.
Yeah, so I'm excited to watch it too. I do remember the older sister. I remember
Damn. I was in it for the aliens, you know.
Yeah.
her.
It's like,
But
That's
yeah,
funny.
that's gonna be coming down the pipeline at some point soon, hopefully. Um, but I guess if we're moving on, I have a little segment that I wanted to bring up. It's kind of timely today, being the Fourth of July and everything. Um,
Exactly.
Also, something that I've recently kind of rediscovered about myself is that like sometimes if I slip up and I go into a little bit of a southern accent, not that I'm trying not to have a southern accent, but sometimes southern accent comes out accidentally. I'll say
you never
July.
sound like.
I'll say July instead of July, and it
Yeah.
bothers me very bad. The 4th of July.
July.
So I
July.
have a little article here from the New Zealand Herald. All
Mm.
right, of
And the H.
7 weird and wondersome July 4th traditions in the United States. So I figured we could discuss a little bit about what New Zealanders think are weird traditions that we have for Independence Day.
So this is what New Zealand thinks is weird about us, or these are our weird ones that New Zealand's picking up on.
I've been kind of looking through them. I think there are weird ones that
Okay.
New Zealand is putting together in a list. Originally, when I found this article, I was like, how funny would it be if I did this whole thing in a New Zealand accent? But that's going to be impossible. So imagine it. Imagine it if you
you might
can.
as well try.
Yeah.
I may as well try. Um,
Oi.
so the first thing it has on this list, maybe not that weird. I feel like maybe I've heard of this one, is the tapping of the Liberty Bell. It says in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, every July 4th, people visit America's most famous broken bell at Independence Hall. It's the Liberty Bell, and it's a landmark from 1741 that still bears dramatic cracks.
Yeah.
Each year on the 4th of July, famous burghers, as in people who live in Philadelphia,
In the Berg, I guess.
Yeah,
The Berg.
Philadelphia, bro.
Philadelphia Burg. Famous burgers are invited to tap the bell 13 times, once for each of the original 13 colonies, but only gently. Nobody wants to make any more cracks. Those
Yeah.
invited to touch the bell must do so wearing kid gloves.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know.
Kitty gloves. And like it's kind of whack.
Burgers.
The Liberty Bell kind of whack. It's cracked to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably
I've
should be a
never
new
seen
one.
it. I mean, you're the closest to the Liberty Bell.
Yeah. You are
Oh,
probably.
I don't
Have you
really
seen the
consider.
Liberty Bell?
Yeah, I wouldn't really consider it very close, but
Yeah, I'm pretty far away from it still.
I might be going up to the Jers, New Jersey, in a couple weeks,
You're
so
gonna be a
I'll be
Jerser.
quite close, but not gonna
Yeah.
go there. So
Or you're not gonna go to the Liberty Bell?
I'm not gonna go to the Berg to visit the Liberty Bell. Speaking of the 13 colonies, could you guys name the 13 colonies? You think off the top of your head?
Rhode
For
Island,
sure.
Okay, let's hear it. Rhode Island.
Virginia.
Okay, so we've got Maine, Massachusetts, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island. Oh God, Maryland is there for sure. Virginia, North and South Carolina, Georgia, Vermont, New Hampshire.
Georgia.
Yeah,
I feel like you had more than 13 there.
Georgia was not
Georgia was
original
colony,
13.
I know.
It wasn't
Georgia.
original 13, bro. No shot.
Okay, so Carolina, not North and South. How about that?
Dude, Georgia and the 13 colonies, bro.
Right after.
I don't know what they are, but I know that one's not it.
Right after the American Revolution is when my history lessons stopped. All right, so they're fresh in
Yeah,
my mind.
we mostly focused on the War of Northern Aggression, where I'm from, but
Damn.
I'm kidding. And they were actually
And
Massachusetts.
how they took that L. They fucking lost.
They were Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Delaware, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. Yeah. That's fine. There you go.
Good for
Just
those
to
guys.
shout out. Because Massachusetts included Maine at the time. So
Damn. They fell off
they really did fall
and
off.
became their own state.
So next on this list from New Zealand is the Nathan Handworkers hot dog eating contest.
Interesting.
The what?
I guess
I didn't know you had I had epithet.
the famous hot dog eating competition was allegedly started in 1916 by Polish immigrant Nathan Handworker.
That's what they used to call your mom, right?
Damn, dude. It supposedly began as a patriotic wager between friends to see who could eat the most hot dogs in 10 minutes, taking place within view of the Port Authority where new arrivals came ashore. The contest unites generous eating and folksy advertising schmaltz, is what it says. Joey Jaws Chestnut still holds the record from 2021 with 76 bangers and buns eaten in 10 minutes.
Damn. Bangers
Nice.
and buns, huh?
Yeah.
Bangers and
Bangers and
buns.
buns. Oh, man.
That's
Banger and bun.
I mean, this is the coolest tradition we have for the 4th of July. I mean, obviously, I guess
and
fireworks.
it's owned by
but-
Netflix now.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. Who owns the Liberty Bell?
The Berg.
Disney.
The Burgers.
The burgers, dude.
We just got burgers and dogs. That's all
Burgers
of our.
and dogs, bro.
Alright. Number 3 on the list, we have lobster racing
Mm.
is the main event.
Boo.
With the E. Yeah.
On Mount Desert Island, Maine, there is another odd
Pick one.
food-related contest. The lobster race sees 18 heats of sea creatures pitted in a dash through 4 plexiglass containers. For $1, attendees of the charity event have a chance to win one of the prize shellfish. The crustaceans aren't known for their speed or elegance. Spectators often remark on their lack of pace. Fortunately, the event on Bar Harbor takes long enough for you to prepare your hollandaise sauce and seafood picnic. So there's lobster racing.
Bahaba.
Bahaba. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Mount Desert Island.
Yeah, that's a crazy mount. It's like three different biomes we got there.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Reed got
Um,
off, so we'll just give him a hot second.
Just don't call it
Welcome
up.
back. Are we still recording?
I'm 99% uploading right now.
It says it's recording right now.
All right. So
I just wasn't getting my camera through,
okay. Got it.
so I just reset.
So next on the list, we have San Francisco's Tug of War. One of the genuinely historic events taking place on July 4th is the century-old rope wrestling contest between the communities of Bolinas and Stinson Beach. The Tug of War is a good-spirited and well-attended event, but bring your swimmies. On the shore north of San Francisco, contestants chuck a rope across the stream that separates the two beaches and attempt to pull the others into the water. That's kind of cool.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
I
Very
I wish there were more celebratory tugs of war.
tugs of war. I like
Yeah,
that.
you
Yeah,
want some
that's the plural.
celebratory tugs? Is what you're looking for?
I want more celebratory tugs.
Yeah, where's
No,
today's
I just-
Nathan Handworker?
That was
Where's
your
he
mom's
at?
nickname in high school.
I just remember the tug of war always being like my favorite event in like field day growing up. Did you guys have
Yeah.
field day or something? Similar?
We had field day a little, but I don't think we did a tug of war.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
it was my favorite part because I wasn't fast. So
yeah. You guys remember Squid Game?
I remember Squid Game. I remember that the connections
Tug of
from
war?
the connections from the other day.
Yeah,
You know?
the other day, 2 days ago. That would be.
Oh shit, let's go. Yeah, good thing I remember that.
You think any of them did the old Squid Game maneuver where they all like let go and then pull them again or whatever?
I don't think that works, bro, because like you're gonna just lose right away. Because I did a tug of war like a year or two ago at we had like a company event where there's like a tug of war game. I ended up getting heat stroke that day, but was doing fine. Was doing fine or heat exhaustion, but I was doing fine in the tug of war. That shit was like. I don't think that's gonna work. Like you'll just get pulled. You give up for a second, you'll just lose. Especially if you're with a random team, like in Squid Games.
specific tug of war is that it's over a body of water.
Mm.
The
Yeah.
goal is to pull them into the water.
It's like
If
Wipeout.
you let go, they're not going to fall in the water.
Yeah. So the thing in Squid Game was it was just on a platform that was like 100 feet up, right?
Yeah, and you die. Yeah. But in this, you just fall in the water.
You know, like looking back, it's like that's such a stupid idea for a TV show.
That's pretty good. It's compelling once.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think they're going to make a second season. I don't know if I'll watch it. I mean, I
Yeah,
probably
but it was
will,
compelling
honestly,
one
but-
time.
Yeah,
You
you're
know?
right. But like looking back, it's like, okay, it's like, what if we played this game, but then if you lost, you die? Like, okay. I mean, it's like Saw. That's the same thing, right? I never watched Saw, but
I mean, it was the pandemic, bro. It was kind of cool. It was different.
yeah, but you still never watched
But
Tiger
I'm
King.
not. I'm not watching the Acolyte either. You know, like or
Yeah.
not. Or update. Haven't seen it. Acolyte update.
Closer to my neighborhood,
Mm.
current neck of the woods. It's Idaho's Road Apple Roulette.
Okay.
So it says, don't let the name deceive you. Unlike the others, this tradition has nothing to do with food. A road apple, or horse egg, is Western slang for dove dropped behind carriages. At the annual 4th of July parade in Hailey, Idaho, attendees raffle out lots of the 10,000 square meter parade path. At the end of the parade, Those lucky contestants whose grid square is blessed with a road apple stand to win prizes.
That's cool.
You gonna drive 9 hours to get a road apple?
Yeah, I'm gonna bet on where this horse is gonna shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
like not
like
as nice as Groundhog Day.
adopt a highway, but you want people to shit on your highway.
You want a
Shit on
horse?
me, shit on me. Kind of weird, you know.
All right, all right. Painting fences for Tom Sawyer in Missouri, or Sawyer,
Yeah.
Missouri. In Hannibal, Missouri, the birthplace of author Mark Twain, residents reenact a passage from their town's most famous work of fiction, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. In the book, the wily 12-year-old Sawyer convinced locals to do his chores by setting up a competition. Each year, teams line the streets to see who can paint their section of picket fence the fastest.
Hmm.
Very
That's kind
weird and wondersome.
of antithetical to what Tom Sawyer is about. Like he was all about not painting that fence.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to paint. They're all about painting that fence. You know.
I do feel like these past two, right? The Liberty Bell, I'm kind of whatever on. But Tom Sawyer in like, Western slang for horse shit, like that's pretty American, I think.
Yeah.
I like these more so than the colonial, Yankee Doodle stuff.
What's more American
Fucking
than
dandies.
misconstruing what your favorite author meant to portray in his book?
What's more American than not learning anything in English class?
That's right.
Facts. What's more American than not reading the book, bro?
Not much, not much. And then the last thing on our list here is the Californian marshmallow fight.
Nice.
I kind of like the food ones more. I think they seem more fun, you know. But this one
Yeah.
is the celebration of gooey mess and gross excess. There's not much. There's not much behind the annual tradition at Ocean Beach, San Diego. On July 4th, attendees gather for what the LA Times describes as a spontaneous, leaderless event. In 2014, it was abandoned. It was abandoned after town council leaders told locals to mallow out, saying the competition often became violent and uncontrollable. Support was withdrawn for the gathering, but the s'more standoff reliably flares up each 4th of July. Despite being officially ended a decade ago, there are some militantly attached to this tradition. A survey in community newspapers, the OB Rag, found that 69 of respondents wanted the Marshmallow Wars tradition to continue. Others vowed they would never surrender their confectionery. That's the true meaning of liberty.
It's like Assassin, but for the 4th of July. You guys ever play Assassin in high school?
I think so. It sounds familiar. It kind of reminds me of like a capture the flag.
Everyone got like a secret. Everyone was gonna be an assassin. You had to kill your opponent by squirting them with the water bottle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're hunting someone, like hunting. Squirt somebody with the water gun, and someone's back like trying to get you. So like, you gonna win or you gonna lose. You gotta act up.
Same, but with water gun.
But water guns, yeah, you killing them. You espionage, staking out.
So there you go, gentlemen. There's 7 weird and wondersome July 4th traditions. Any standouts to you guys?
I like the Marshmallow War one a lot. I know we just talked about it, and it's probably just because of the way this article was written. Why marshmallows? What do they have to do with San Diego? I have a lot of lingering questions here. So that one stands out.
I fuck with the Liberty Bell. Nice, yeah.
Not the Burger Bell ringing contest.
Yeah. You're all in it for those bangers and buns.
Fingers and
The
buns.
San Francisco tug of war kind of sounds like it should have happened in June.
Yeah, it's Independence Day. Bro.
Oh man. And the one in Idaho is it's kind of like you're just playing Minesweeper, except you want to lose.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. I don't know. They're interesting. If you're from New Zealand, I can see how you would read that and be like, "Oi, uh,
Why is that bell
So they
cracked?
sound like an Idaho.
Well,
I don't know."
Boy,
oi! We should use bangers and buns. Yeah, that wasn't New Zealand. I don't know what they sound like. To be fair,
They sound like hobbits. That's like what they've got going there. That's
damn,
it.
I don't.
Also, they have like no COVID, which is good for them. But
Yeah, but previously mentioned. Nah, pass.
previously mentioned what?
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, I've got something. Hey, you guys ever wanted to fly to New Zealand?
I mean, I want to go. I want to go to New Zealand. Do I want to fly there? I guess like.
you take a boat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the only. I want to go to New Zealand. That's the only way I can't. I don't. The flight seems pretty bad though.
Well, what if I told you? Well, you can't really get there direct. But what if I told you you soon could from the city of New York to Sydney, Australia? So you can't get direct to New Zealand.
Damn.
I don't think that'll ever happen. But how far do you think, or how long do you think a direct flight from New York City to Sydney would take?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I think it's about 20 to go from like Chicago to Japan. So
It's 22 hours. This is a proposed flight path that will be starting hopefully 2026. 22 hours. And
Okay.
they've had to, the reason that they've had these plans for a while, but the reason they've had to push 2026 is because they have to have like whole new planes with like areas to stand up and walk around and shit. Because you
and
can't
they can't
sit.
use the
They can't use what?
Boeing ones anymore either.
Because they're falling apart.
Yeah, but
They are using
Allegedly.
a Airbus
Don't kill
A350.
us, please.
Yeah.
shout out to the A350.
But so there's some interesting stuff you can read about it, like all of the seats like recline more so than traditional seats. You've got extra leg. I'm sure you're gonna pay a lot for this, but like it seems that like this is the way a plane should be. They've got like a little stretching area, workout room. Everything has like a Bluetooth connected screen and headphones and all sorts of stuff, so you can do whatever. But I don't know, 22 hours is a long time. So
It's a long time. But then you're going to be in Sydney, dude. It's kind of sick.
Yeah, you can.
I would do it.
All the
Go
new
to the
movies are
Opera
being
House.
shot there. Tons of movies
Yeah.
are being shot in Sydney right now. You could join in on the wave. It's the new Georgia, which was one of the original 13 colonies.
that's true. Yeah, people forget it was one of the original 13.
Yeah, some people
Hey,
would.
you know what? I think, if I remember correctly, Georgia and Australia kind of both had like a similar origin.
Oh
They're
yeah,
both kind of like prison states.
yeah,
Oh, is that?
So
I don't.
that's
Is that what
interesting.
Georgia's origin story is?
it
I
is.
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some would say we're still in one of those.
Damn.
Oh, I have one other thing to bring up about politics. It's not about what you think. It's about RFK.
Okay. All right. We're good. We're good. Yeah. The other option.
A couple days ago, he had a profile in Vanity Fair published. I didn't read this, but I saw a series of tweets about it, and I want to read you some good tweets here. So anyway, I think we all know that he's kind of a crazy person with a gravelly voice. He had a worm eat half his brain.
Mhm.
He speaks it
Just
like
the
a
host.
worm would.
Coronavirus thing.
Well, here's a quote from the Vanity Fair article. These are all tweeted by a woman named Liz Smith, I think. It's Lis Smith. Maybe it's
Liz
Lise.
Smith. Bliss.
She's at Lise _Smith. This is a quote from Vanity Fair. Last year, Robert Kennedy Jr. texted a photograph to a friend. That's not weird, right? In the photo, RFK was posing alongside an unidentified woman with the barbecued remains of what appears to be. You guys want to guess?
Dog.
It's a dog.
Oh, damn. Nail in the coffin, bro. That's a head on a hat. Get out of here, RFK. That's a head on a head on a hat, bro. It's
worse. It's worse.
Yeah, he's got some bad ones. I'm not going to read them all here, but he talks a lot about how he is like this environmental savior. He was pushed out of both NRDC, I don't know what that is, and Riverkeeper, I don't know what that is either, for erratic behavior and anti-science views. So don't really buy into any of that stuff. He also published 6 books against vaccines, and his salary increased from $40,000 a year to $500,000 a year between like 2020 and 2022. I don't know if there's any big events there that might have helped him boost his revenue with regard to vaccines and stuff like that. Also, people have noticed that he looks different than he used to, which is a result of testosterone treatments.
and a worm eating half his brain.
Yeah, right. There's that too. He just doesn't have brain anymore. His top advisors, Robert F. Kennedy's, his top advisor's wife filed a restraining order against him because Robert Kennedy brought a flock of lambs home. And then he asked his kids and his top advisor's kids to watch him as he slaughtered these lambs mercilessly and forced the kids to eat the lamb that they just watched this guy murder in front of them. So that's kind of interesting.
That's weird because it's not illegal to like kill one of your animals, you know, if it's like a farm animal, but like that's fucked up what he did, you know. But that would have happened in the past, but to just out of the blue, just like take your whole family out and kill a sheep in front of them is fucking weird.
Yeah,
you know, back in the day when like, you know, you're like a nuclear family and no one's around you, like yeah, you're gonna slaughter a sheep or something, but like. Today, you just go to the store, homie. Like,
well, that's the thing. He doesn't eat processed foods. He's got to process it.
Yeah, he just eats steroids and brainworms.
Yeah.
The craziest part about this whole story coming out, like this whole article in Vanity Fair coming out, is that like it's not even surprising anymore. You know, it's like, well, of course, a presidential candidate is going to be slaughtering sheep in front of children.
Yeah,
like,
they're killing dogs.
The dog killed the vice president hopeful, like for Donald Trump, right?
Yeah,
she was like anti-dog. RFK will probably more people. We got to put more press out for the dog people. You know, RFK roasted a dog and murdered sheep. Don't vote for him. Vote for Joe Biden because he's not Donald Trump. Come on.
Vote for Joe Biden because he's gonna die in office. Hopefully.
Yeah. That's not. I don't share that view. I think he'll be fine. I think Joe Biden is the man. He's got a good meme game. Though he's not. He's
got the morals of Alley Cat.
Yeah, you know, he'll eat a mean ice cream. You know, wears the hell out of some Ray-Bans.
Hey, I heard he only has like a 6 handicap in golf.
Yeah, he's
it's true.
Killer at golf, you know.
Yeah.
His chip game is crazy.
You gotta put some respect on BD or JB.
JB.
Yeah, but keep an eye out later for JB Pritzker and Big Gretch. But good vibes only. Vote for whoever you want to.
But think about it really hard.
Think about it really hard. Like, you got one option, you know. Like, I don't even know why he did that debate. I don't know why anyone cares. Like, no one has anyone changed their mind? No. You know, like if you're gonna, everyone is known who's they're gonna vote for the past 8 months. You know,
What's changing
Yeah.
your mind? It's just that one side got a lot more scared and the other side got a lot more confident. That's very much it.
And if you don't know how to vote or whatever, you can go to this place called turbovote.com. They'll help you vote. So you should vote if you're listening to this. So there you go.
Sweet.
Figure out.
Also,
Yeah.
you can go to
Happy
a
4th
couple
of
other
July.
websites.
they have you
You
both
can go
having
to a
for.
couple other websites and
Sh-
tell us what you're doing today. Tell us what's going on for the
Yeah.
fourth in your area. Any weird traditions that you guys have planned. You can do that anywhere. You can do that at FKA the Pod on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, on X, which is Twitter, on Threads. You could do that in the comments section of our YouTube video. We'd love to hear from you.
Oh, yeah.
And you can email us at fkathepod@gmail.com. All right. Happy 4th, baby.